Hello, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, The Space to Thrive. My name is Ed Moss, and I'm going to be your host. And I'd just like to spend a few moments explaining to you about why I've started this YouTube channel, who I am, and the kind of content that you might be able to expect. And in the true style of this channel, I'm going to also wish to share with you a simple tool that you can start using straight away to make a 1% difference to the way that you work with teams. So a little bit about me. I started off my career working in training and learning and development, and quickly rose to be director of operations, and then finally on to CEO of my last quote unquote real job. I left that in 2016. And since then, I've been working as a freelance learning and development trainer and also facilitator and coach. The main thing that I focus on today is helping people to become more collaborative in how they work with people and helping groups to become more collaborative. One thing I think is particularly interesting is this idea of we have one leader and everybody else follows along is a little bit outdated for the 21st century, in my humble opinion. And I've actually seen that when we use different techniques, actually we can enable an entire group to lead really, really exciting and interesting changes in their organizations and for the causes that they might be involved in. I'm setting myself a 30-day challenge, which is to create 30 videos in 30 days. And each video is going to be less than 14 minutes, which is 1% of your day. And my aim is to help you make a 1% change in how you work with other people and be able to share that with other people that you work with so that you can start to make these daily 1% changes and improvements in how you can collaborate together. When you compound that up over an entire year, that looks like 37 times the improvement. So if you're finding that today you could do with a little bit of inspiration, maybe you find at times that your meetings are a bit slow and a bit stuck, maybe you find that you're just completely consumed with spending time in unproductive meetings and find working with other people really challenging, then I'm really hoping that you enjoy this channel. Please subscribe and also like this video. And I'd love you to tell me in the comments the kind of content that you would be finding really, really helpful. And I will take that on as a bit of a challenge to see if I can produce something in under 14 minutes that allows you to take that and do something interesting with it. As promised, I said I would share with you something that would enable you to get started straight away. So here's the 1% tool today in definitely under 1% of your day. Okay, and it's super simple. We start to ask each day or after a meeting or after a situation, what, so what next? So the first thing is to ask, okay, so what happened? Perhaps it was a particular event that we've had. So maybe you've had a meeting and you've had lots of people sat round. Maybe it might be that you've had a one-on-one meeting with somebody. The important thing is to just define clearly what it is that's happened and just take some time to note that down. Some people like to journal, drawing of a journal there. Some people like to draw it out perhaps as a bit of a picture. Doesn't really matter. However, this is a very good place actually for you to explore and learn a little bit more about what enjoyable techniques you can do just to take a few moments. We're talking maybe, 2 minutes or something here. Okay, so once you've established just a little bit of a record of what's happened, the next question to ask yourself is, so what? In the so what section, what we're really looking for here is to ask yourselves, what could it mean? What could this mean? And what improvement could I make? Okay, so we've kind of had this meeting. Okay, interesting. Maybe it ran over by 15 minutes. So what? What could this mean? So maybe it might be that we are not the most efficient at running this meeting, and we could do with finding a way of making it more concise. What could I improve? Okay, so perhaps we could start looking for ways in which we could keep to time. Okay, interesting. What next? So one thing that we could do is perhaps watch some more Space to Thrive videos for some interesting tools and techniques about how to improve the way that we run our meetings. So structure is a very important part of that. We might also set ourselves the challenge of maybe using a timer in this situation and have a conversation with the team about the fact that it ran over and gain feedback. What we've generated here is a nice kind of clear list of things that we can do to take this forward. So we've had an experience, we've had some time to think about what's happened and process it. And then we're taking a few moments to start coming up with some ideas about what we could do next. Now, all of these things are pretty short, pretty simple. This whole process, so what can maybe take you up to 2 minutes, and you're just coming up with the first few ideas that come into your mind. And then the what next, again, maybe 2 minutes max. Watching another one of my videos, as we know, is going to be under 14 minutes. So maybe I might watch that on a lunch break, or I might watch that in some downtime. We then have maybe this idea of using a timer. Well, that one's probably going to take under a minute to use, and having a conversation with the team about how the meeting went and getting some feedback. Again, it could be something as simple as sending a one-line email. Maybe we might use a chat tool like Slack, perhaps, or maybe we might also just go up to a couple of people after the meeting and ask for their perspective. And what we're doing here is starting to build up a picture in more detail then of what kind of actions might be most helpful for us to take. So there we are, end of my first video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please subscribe. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. And as I say, please leave a comment below telling me what you think of the video, and also anything that you would find particularly helpful. I've got well over 15 years of experience doing this, and I would love to be able to just share whatever's going to be most useful for you. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next time. As promised, I said I would share with you something that would enable you to get started straight away.